Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Larry Reaugh, President and CEO of American Manganese. Welcome back to the show, Larry.
Well, it's always a pleasure to be on the show, Jim.
Larry, you put out an exciting news release today.
Actually, it went out yesterday, but it's still exciting. We're finally testing on our pallet plant. And what I wanted to explain to people is that, we've been waiting for this. I know the shareholders have been waiting for this to happen, but this is not something that this is a technology that has to be nursed through, engineered, everything else, and then tested before we really start running a lot of material through. So we've got 5 stages, and I'd just like to explain those stages so that people understand. What the stages represent is a testing period for one stage, a testing period for the second stage, and what that does is it gets rid of any bottlenecks or any problems that you have in that stage, rather than try to do the whole testing in one shot where you could have problems develop, and then you've got to troubleshoot, and you've got downtime, and it's all kinds of things that can go wrong in a new plant. So doing it by stages, Cameco doing this by stages is an excellent way of approaching it. The first stage is the pre-treatment of cathode material. Now that's basically, what do we do with the cathode material when we get it? It comes in slabs, and it's adhered to aluminum foil. It's got special glues that have to be addressed, and we have to actually shred that down to a smaller size, and then put them through a solution to get rid of the glues, and then we have a mechanical separation of the foils, and we make sure that that's working top notch. Cameco had to design a process for that, and on a bench scale it worked, and now we've got to try it on a automated scale. Then you look at the leach of active material. That's the material that you get after you get it into solution. And then you've got so that's another stage, and the stage 3 is the purification. And stage 4, recovery of base metals. That's the nickel, manganese, cobalt, and aluminum. And then the lithium recovery, which is in the water cycle. It's recycle to get 100% of the lithium back. Once all those are working, we should be able to throw the switch and have it done on a continuous basis, and that's the whole idea of a pilot plant. Do it on a continuous basis. Now that's just a brief, elementary explanation of what we do. We've got to be very careful that we don't divulge things. There's IPs involved, new IPs involved that we have to protect at this time prior to getting them applied for. So I'm really happy with the way everything's turning out. We're on schedule. We gave ourselves 15 months, I think it was, to complete this stage, and we've still got a couple of months to go. So that's, I know that people think that we're behind time and everything like that, but maybe we were a little premature or a little more too optimistic on our timeline. The other interesting things that are happening in the industry is I see that Benchmark, who becoming one of the leading companies when it comes to EV batteries, and they're even consulted by the Senate committee in the U.S. They're projecting that there will be, I think it is 70 lithium-ion battery mega factories under construction across 4 continents at this time. Now, 46 are based in China. That's no surprise, with only 5 currently planned for the U.S. So, it's really starting to show you that the U.S. is really lagging in the EV battery or all lithium-ion batteries, that they're really lagging behind the rest of the world, and they've got to do some catch-up here. So these are all exciting numbers. I mean, wow. I mean, where's all the cathode material going to come, metals going to come from, like the cobalt and the lithium especially. And they're talking about nickel going up at a tremendous rate. And, you know, it's all just leads into what we're trying to do. And one other thing before I close out here is, you know, in the last few weeks we've been getting more and more calls again from major battery producers and companies that are interested in what we're doing, and I'm talking about some are household word names. They're talking to us about our process again. Now that died off let's say starting about mid last year. And because there was nothing out there that said that anybody should be recycling batteries as far as the talking heads were concerned. It was no money in it, and it was just a non-event. But now everybody's talking about recycling. And our day has come, and, you know, our timeline's going to work right into a perfect storm here.
Larry, for people who are new to your company and your concept, what are you all about?
We're a critical metals company that developed a concept for actually a patented process in 4 countries to take low grades of manganese and turn them into profit centers, and you know, at the same cost as China was doing on 10 to 20 times the grade. So we took that technology and recognized that it would work or should work on the battery recycling of and the cathode materials. Now, we did a proof of concept. We got 100% of the cathode materials back, and we've done a lot of bench scale work. We've tested a lot of material from different battery companies and recyclers. And now we're at the stage where we're actually piloting the whole process in Richmond. So we can be reached at 778-574-4444, or you can go to our website, AmericanManganeseInc.com. You can email me at LREAUGH@AMYMN.com. We trade on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the symbol AMY. We trade in the U.S. under the symbol AMYZF. And we trade on Frankfurt under the symbol 2AM.
Larry, thank you so much for chatting with us.
You're welcome.
I've been speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on February 8th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.